I was thinking back to some astronomy classes that I had taken in college, and I had never taken this trip, but I knew some other astronomy classes took a trip out to the McDonald Observatory, and I was like, wouldn't it be great to be able to take our students out to the McDonald Observatory? They never get to do something like this. And then during our fall break, Mr. Whaley called me and was like, hey, do you want to apply for this Manor Schoolhouse Foundation grant? And I was like, yeah, let's do that. I joked with Mr. Whaley, I was like, okay, we got the grant, now we actually have to take the trip. So without the grant, the trip wouldn't have happened, the learning wouldn't have happened, the kids themselves wouldn't have gotten the experience. The grant made it happen.
My grant was The Hills Are Alive with the sound of drumming. Kids learn best when they're moving and when they're doing something tactile and hands-on. And this is definitely that. It gets kids up and moving and bouncing and creating.
Well, I applied for 2 grants and I was blessed to receive both of them. One was for the Garden of Learning, and so that provided the curriculum. So instead of piecing together little things to do for our garden club, we actually brought a curriculum with the money from Texas A&M Cooperative Extension, and so that just kind of gave us the guidelines of what we're going to do. Especially in the garden area, that was full of curiosity from all kids. It wasn't just the garden club, it became a place for everyone. So during recess, you would see students out there looking and seeing what's growing, playing in the dirt, just even like doing little chalk art and things like that. The garden became just a place where everyone could learn.
The grant was argument-driven inquiry. This is a new process for teaching science and now mathematics education. I was really impressed with this because not only the authentic science, but there is a significant reading and writing component. This is also a process that is being adopted by many of the school districts around our state that are getting A's. Kids will have that moment where suddenly, oh, now I understand this. Now I know why we're doing this. Or the excitement of, I created this myself. I understand this better now because I built it on my own.
So the Manor Schoolhouse Foundation, it's important to me because I'm a product of Manor ISD. I was born here, raised here, my family's all here. I feel like it is my duty to give back something to the community that so helpfully raised me. The world is constantly evolving, constantly changing. The different ways of teaching and learning are changing every day.
We were so excited to award a grant to Lagos Elementary for their community garden and their garden club. The kids are learning how science works, learning where food comes from, how to grow food, how important it is, nature, and they're really getting their hands dirty. When you can involve the whole body into a learning experience, you don't forget it. It becomes part of you.
The Manor Schoolhouse Foundation is a little different because it funds teacher grants and innovative practices in the classroom, and to me, that was why we wanted to be a part. We want to see not only what the school district can do, but what the school district may not have the funds to do, but they really still want to support and do inside the classroom.
It's important to give to our foundation because it is a wise investment. It's a wise investment for not only individuals, but businesses.
Baylor Scott & White is committed to the communities where they're located. Not only do we want to be the community's healthcare provider, but we want to lift up the whole community. And so when I was asked to serve on this board, I didn't hesitate to say yes, because education is such a foundation and important part of the community.
I feel like the Manor Schoolhouse Foundation gives teachers that leeway to try something that they might otherwise hold back on.
There's not that much money to innovate. There's not that much money to think about how do I introduce this concept to my student in a new way.
If teachers had the money to innovate and had the resources to do whatever it was that was in their mind, we have so many ideas.
We use the funds to train our teachers in the argument-driven inquiry process. From that, huge plants have now grown from that little seed.
And if you think, oh, I've got this money that's coming in from the Schoolhouse Foundation, I can just kind of like let my imagination run wild.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters.
It matters.